Small little announcement for all of you. This is going to be our final Monday ignition of 2025. So we will not have Monday ignition on the 22nd. We will not have it on the 29th. So a couple of things to share here with all of you. Number one, huge love, blessings, prayers to each and every single one of you during this holiday season. I want to encourage all of you to lean in, to attack, to be where your feet are, and to finish this year strong. One of the ways that we can control our mindset is through the control of our actions, which controls the things that happen because of our discipline and our belief in what we can accomplish. Some of the greatest years that I have had, the finish to the year controlled the entire outcome. I mean, there are years that I have had where there were final sales that were made. I think back to when I was a financial advisor, which is how all of this started. There were years where in the last month of the year, I did like a third of the entire amount of business for the whole year. It's amazing what can happen when you stay in the fight. And we've talked a lot about staying in the fight. So I want you to stay in the fight over these last couple of weeks. I want you to be where your feet are. I want you to have gratitude and appreciation. But I'm also going to give you a little bit of a homework assignment. You're going to have a little bit of extra time. Now, this podcast is a little bit longer than just a couple of Monday ignition sessions, but I encourage you. Andrew Huberman is brilliant. And there was a podcast. I got a couple of pages of notes. I'm not going to share all these notes. I did share all of these notes with our Standard Elite members this morning, as well as the members of our roundtable. The roundtable and Standard Elite, we go deeper and more behind the scenes than any of our other groups. And so I shared these notes and I also shared the podcast. But I want you guys to go and check out this Hack Your Brain podcast. It was Andrew Huberman as a guest with Rich Roll. And what he talked about, and I think this is critically important for all of us, he talked about how your story tells you so much about you, right? And a lot of our story comes from the challenges, the adversity, how we've responded to things in the past. And that's what drives your belief system. So many of you, when we get to the end of the year, based upon your story and what's happened in the past, dictates what you believe can happen now. But maybe you haven't had results at the end of the year, like I've shared as an example, or you've seen others who have finished strong, or in those boxing matches, like I've shared with you, that proverbial, that last round, throwing those haymakers. You've never felt that. Well, maybe this is your time over these last couple of weeks for you to change what you believe is possible. Because that narrative is only going to change when you change what you believe and you change the action that you take. And Huberman talks so much about controlling your mindset, controlling your action. When you listen to it, you're going to think of the standard. You're going to think of the burn. You're going to think of so many things that we continually talk about that drive how you show up, that drive your belief system and create your momentum. So this year is not over yet. The standard is the standard. The burn is the secret of the highest performers. And I promise you, this podcast, all these notes that I took, all my takeaways are going to confirm that for you. A couple of things I do want to share. The brain constantly brings in certain cessations, but only the ones that you think about are the ones that you most focus on. So one of the examples that he gives, which is pretty fascinating, is when you're walking down the street, unless you think about your feet inside of your shoes, unless you intentionally think about the feel of your feet on the ground, you typically aren't even thinking about your feet. You're just walking. So how does that relate to how you have been showing up to finish the year? Have you just been going through the motions, or have you been able to feel your feet? The intentional focus on the things that matter. That's what drives our highest level of performance. So we can't just show up. We have to show up with intentional focus. We can't just check the boxes. We have to show up with great intentional focus, great energy, great belief, and attack the process. I think you will love this Huberman podcast. I think it'll give you a little extra energy, passion, fire, and conviction to finish this year strong. Many of you know what I'm sharing here, which is the end of the year can be an amazing finish to the year. You've experienced it. You're poised and ready to do it again. Some of you, this is going to be the narrative that changes for you. You're now going to change the story that you tell yourself. This is going to be your big finish for the end of the year. A couple of more things. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for an incredible year. Thank you for a year of having the opportunity to have Monday Ignition together. Those of you that are part of our Uncommon Live family, for us to engage in Uncommon Live with so many different coaches and leaders and amazing stories that you all bring to our incredible Uncommon community. Thank you to those that attended events this year with our team. Thank you to those that are part of our Standard Elite Mastermind. Thank you to those that are now founding members of our roundtable. Big love and appreciation from our team. And I'm so grateful for our team continuing to fight through challenge, fight through adversity in a world where there's still so much political noise and financial noise. And some people think it's hard to move forward. Moving forward is a choice. So let's keep this team together. Whatever joins us, whether it's somebody who's just showing up for Monday Ignition, whether it is Uncommon Live, Standard Elite Roundtable, we are all in this fight together. And I do look forward. We officially announced, and now we're going to really start pushing it. Our first in-person event will be April 11th at First Form headquarters. If you have not purchased your tickets, taken action, had a conversation with a member of our team, you're going to want to do so. We only have about 50% of our platinum tickets left for the event. I think we only have about 15 or 20 VIP tickets, and then we have some gold general admission tickets. But it is going to be an amazing lineup. We just officially have confirmed, finalized, will now be rolling out Ray Lewis as our main keynote speaker, along with Stephanie White, the head coach of the Indiana Fever. She just got back from training camp these last 3 days with USA Basketball, and really cool for her to have Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, who she gets to coach throughout the year on that USA Basketball team. We're also bringing in Will Compton from Bussin' with the Boys. Of course, we're going to have Sal Frisella. We're going to have Matt Rule, the head coach of the Nebraska Cornhuskers. And then, of course, for me, this is so incredibly exciting, Chris Kleiman, who just announced his retirement after a Hall of Fame coaching career, winning national championships at North Dakota State, then the 7 years we spent bringing another Big 12 championship to the Kansas State Wildcats. Coach Chris Kleiman, who has recently retired, is going to bring his Hall of Fame mindset to each and every single one of you. This St. Louis Summit is going to be the biggest and best one we've ever done. Get in touch with the team. Make sure that we see you there. Continue to let our team know what more we can do, but stay locked in over the end of this fight. This final finish, one day at a time, great energy, great passion, great emotion, and get those dopamine hits that are released when we do what we say we're going to do. Discipline wins. Drive great action. Let's win one day at a time. It is time to attack the finish to this year. Once again, as a reminder, this is our final Monday Ignition of the year. No Monday Ignition on the 22nd. No Monday Ignition on the 29th. You can rewatch this one to give you the energy and passion to finish strong. Check out that Huberman podcast. Continue to let our team know what more we can do to help you win more. We are in this fight together.